I needed an outdoor motion light to replace an old one and found this one from Lutec. I bought this specific one because the Amazon page had pictures showing it came with everything I needed for this installation, which not all actually do. It had the light itself with 3 individually adjustable LEDs and an adjustable motion sensor. The box also included a metal mount for your wall box, different screw sizes, wire screw down terminals, and also a gasket to prevent water from getting in. The left switch on the bottom of the motion sensor lets you select the distance that activates the light, or just sets it into a mode that turns on the light at dusk and back off when daylight is detected. The right switch lets you select how long you'd like the light to stay on for, or put it into test mode. I'm glad they're clearly labeled, as the light it's replacing just had 2 knobs with no writing on it, and it was really hard to figure out how to set it. Obviously, before getting started, turn the power off to the light. Then check your light box. The 2 screws that come with it are actually much too long for this one, so I just used the ones that were already there. If you can't find screws that fit, these worked for me, but each light box is probably different, so these might not necessarily work for yours. The screw posts were actually stripped on my light box, so I just mounted the plate the other way. It makes no difference for the light installation. It also comes with 2 screws to mount the light to the metal bracket. I'd just always start with the shorter one first, as if you don't need the extra length, you won't want it poking the wires and back. Next, do not forget to put the gasket in place before connecting the wires. I've done that before with other installs and felt pretty dumb having to take it all back apart to add it in. I stripped off a bit more wire, wrapped them around the leads, and used the cable connectors that were included to secure them. It was all very snug. Then I tucked the cables inside, made sure none of the cables were getting pinched, and tightened it down. The LED lights were easily movable in many directions. Oh, and the gasket was nice and snug, with no cables sticking out or being pinched. Overall, it was as easy of an installation as it could have been while dangling on a ladder, installing it while holding a camera. Ah, the risks I take for these videos. After installing, once it gets dark, you really need to take a moment to adjust the positioning of the motion sensor as well as the sensitivity setting. Unlike most motion lights, this one is less sensitive. And while on the lowest setting, it's hilariously unresponsive, I actually really appreciate that. Some motion lights are just so annoying. Every time the wind slightly blows a bush or makes the cover on my wood move a tiny bit, the light would trip. Or the worst one, the dance of the motion lights. If one turns on, they all do, and basically keep blinking all night because they keep setting each other off. This didn't do any of that. And yeah, I had to take about 15 minutes to position the sensor and experiment with the 3 different settings, but it was worth it. At the end, I got it to only trip when a person walked by at a reasonable range, which is exactly what I wanted for this location. I think other lights might have a wider sensor that will go off easier, but that's the opposite of what I needed here. So if you're looking for a similar light, I'd strongly recommend this one.